TV soap news and spoilers say that on June 17, the simmering tensions and hidden truths of Beyond the Gates erupted into a spectacle of drama that left viewers reeling. The idyllic facade of this affluent community cracked wide open, exposing a web of secrets, betrayals, and morally ambiguous deals that threatened to unravel relationships and reputations alike. From awkward confessions to illicit negotiations sealed with forbidden passion, the events of that day painted a vivid portrait of a town teetering on the edge of chaos. For those eager to dive into the heart of the scandal, the full story is one of raw emotion, calculated risks, and the unrelenting pursuit of power. Buckle up as we unravel the tangled threads of Beyond the Gates in a narrative that's as gripping as it is shocking. The day began with a storm brewing at the guest house, where Andre, a man known for his charm and carefully curated composure, found himself entangled in a situation that would test the limits of his relationship with Dany. The air was thick with tension as Andre stepped into the guest house, expecting to find Dany, his clandestine partner in a relationship shrouded in secrecy. Instead, he was met with the wide-eyed stares of Chelsea and Kat, two young women who had recently moved in. A development Dany had conveniently failed to mention to him. The encounter was awkward, to say the least. Chelsea, with her sharp wit and unfiltered curiosity, pressed Andre with questions about his presence, her tone laced with suspicion. Kat, quieter but no less perceptive, observed him with a gaze that seemed to peel back the layers of his carefully constructed facade. Andre stumbled through explanations, his usual confidence faltering under their scrutiny. The moment was fleeting but electric, charged with the unspoken question, what was Andre hiding? Later, when Dany confronted him, her anger was palpable. Her voice trembled with a mix of betrayal and fear as she demanded to know whether Chelsea, her daughter, and Kat, her niece, had been let in on their secret affair. Dany's eyes burned with intensity, her words cutting like a knife. Did you tell them about us? Did you dare breathe a word of this to my daughter? Andre's response was halting, his confession laced with guilt and deflection. He swore he hadn't revealed anything, but his hesitation only deepened Dany's suspicions. The confrontation escalated into a full-blown argument, with Dany accusing Andre of carelessness and Andre pleading for her trust. The stakes were high. Dany had fought hard to keep their relationship under wraps, fearing the judgment of her family and the community. The arrival of Chelsea and Kat, unbeknownst to Andre, had thrown a wrench into their delicate balance. As Dany's voice rose, she laid bare her deepest fear, that their secret, if exposed, could destroy not only their relationship but also her bond with her daughter. The question now looms like a dark cloud over their future: can Andre and Dany salvage their relationship, or will this misstep mark the beginning of the end? Dany's fury suggests she's ready to walk away, but Andre's desperation to hold on to her hints at a deeper connection, one that might compel him to fight for her, even at the cost of his pride. The guest house, once a haven for their stolen moments, now feels like a battlefield where trust and secrecy collide. Viewers are left wondering whether Andre's confession will be enough to mend the rift or if Dany's anger will drive a permanent wedge between them. Across town, another drama unfolded with equal intensity, as Vanessa, a woman known for her razor-sharp intellect and unyielding ambition, faced off against Joey, the slick casino owner with a penchant for bending the rules. Vanessa had uncovered Joey's attempt to scam her and her husband, Doug, in a real estate deal that reeked of money laundering. Rather than recoil, however, Vanessa leaned into the confrontation, her confidence radiating like a predator circling its prey. In a dimly lit corner of Joey's casino, where the clinking of slot machines and the murmur of high-stakes gamblers provided a fitting backdrop, Vanessa called Joey out with a boldness that left him momentarily speechless. "You thought you could pull one over on me," she said, her voice low but dripping with disdain. "If you'd just been upfront about your little laundering scheme, we could have worked something out. But no, you had to play dirty." Joey, caught off guard by her audacity, tried to deflect with his usual charm, but Vanessa was having none of it. She laid out her terms with surgical precision, demanding not only a resolution to Doug's mounting gambling debts but also a larger cut of the profits from Joey's illicit operation. What could have been a disastrous fallout transformed into a masterclass in negotiation, with Vanessa emerging as the victor. The deal they struck was nothing short of a coup. Doug's debts were wiped clean, and Vanessa secured a percentage of the profits that would ensure financial security for years to come. But the agreement wasn't sealed with a handshake or a signature, it was cemented with a moment of reckless passion. In the heat of their negotiations, the chemistry between Vanessa and Joey ignited, leading to a torrid encounter in the private suite above the casino. The air crackled with forbidden desire as they gave in to temptation, their actions blurring the line between business and pleasure. For Vanessa, this moment was both a triumph and a gamble. She had outmaneuvered Joey, but at what cost? The fallout promises to be explosive. Doug, a man already grappling with his own demons, may not take kindly to his wife's dalliance with the casino owner, even if it was in service of their financial future. Vanessa's willingness to cross moral boundaries raises questions about her priorities. Is she driven by loyalty to her husband, or is she chasing power and excitement at any cost? The casino, with its glittering lights and hidden dangers, serves as a metaphor for Vanessa's choices, a world where every win comes with a price. Meanwhile, in another corner of Beyond the Gates, Smith was engaged in a battle of a different kind, one that delved into the murky depths of the human psyche. Martin, a man haunted by vivid hallucinations, was at a crossroads. His visions, disturbing, disorienting, and all too real, had begun to erode his grip on reality. Smith, his confidant and ally, was determined to pull him back from the edge, urging him to accept a radical new treatment for his condition. The treatment, a controversial procedure shrouded in mystery, promised to silence the hallucinations but came with risks that Smith was reluctant to fully disclose. Martin's reluctance was palpable, his eyes darting nervously as he weighed the prospect of relief against the fear of losing himself entirely. The root of his hallucinations, however, was a secret so dark that even Smith, his closest ally, remained in the dark. Vernon, a shadowy figure from Martin's past, had warned him against revealing this truth to anyone, including Smith. "Keep it buried," Vernon had hissed, his words laced with menace. "You tell Smitty, and you'll regret it." Yet Martin's bond with Smith was one of trust, forged through years of friendship and shared struggles. As Smith pressed him to open up, Martin's resolve began to crack. The weight of his secret, a truth so explosive it could shatter his carefully constructed life, was becoming unbearable. In a moment of vulnerability, Martin hinted at the source of his torment, an encounter with a mysterious man posing as a country club valet. The man, with a sly grin and a cryptic whisper, "What color is your money?" had triggered something in Martin, an attack that left him shaken and questioning his sanity. The valet's words echoed in Martin's mind, a taunting reminder of the secret he carried. Was this man a figment of his imagination, or was he a real threat, someone who knew more than he should? Martin's hesitation to confide in Smith stemmed from fear, not just of judgment, but of the consequences that might follow if the truth came to light. The Congresswoman, Martin's wife, was another piece of the puzzle. Her own secrets, intertwined with Martin's, added another layer of complexity to the drama. Would Martin finally open up to her, risking everything to confront the truth? Or would he continue to spiral, trapped in a cycle of fear and deception? Smith's persistence, however, was unrelenting. He saw in Martin a man on the verge of collapse, and his determination to save him was as much about loyalty as it was about his own need for redemption. The treatment, risky though it was, represented a lifeline, a chance for Martin to reclaim his life. But the cost of that salvation remained unclear, and as the two men stood at the precipice of a decision, the weight of their choices hung heavy in the air. The events of June 17 and Beyond the Gates were a microcosm of the town's underbelly, where wealth and privilege mask a churning sea of secrets and scandals. Andre and Dany's fractured relationship, Vanessa's dangerous dance with power, and Martin's battle with his own mind converged to create a narrative that was as compelling as it was unsettling. Each character faced a choice, between truth and deception, loyalty and ambition, love and betrayal. that would shape their futures in ways they could scarcely imagine. For Andre and Dany, the guest house confrontation was a turning point. The arrival of Chelsea and Kat had exposed the fragility of their secret, forcing them to confront the reality of their choices. Vanessa's triumph over Joey, while a testament to her cunning, came at the cost of her moral compass, setting the stage for a reckoning with Doug that could tear their marriage apart. And Martin, caught between his hallucinations and the truth he dared not speak, stood on the brink of a decision that could either save him or destroy everything he held dear. As the sun set on Beyond the Gates, the town was left buzzing with unanswered questions. Would Andre and Dany find a way to rebuild their trust, or would their secret tear them apart? Could Vanessa justify her actions to Doug, or would her deal with Joey cost her more than she bargained for? And would Martin find the courage to face his demons, or would his secrets consume him? The drama of June 17th was a stark reminder that in Beyond the Gates, nothing is as it seems. Behind the manicured lawns and gleaming facades lies a world where every choice carries consequences, and every secret threatens to unravel the delicate threads that hold the community together. For those hungry for more, the full story awaits in our video, where the raw emotions and shocking revelations of that day come to life in vivid detail. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.